Which precision bolt-action rifle deserves your money more? These two guns from two of the biggest gun companies out there are nearly identical from the optic down to the chambering, and this three-part series is going to put them head-to-head. This is part 2, and we are looking at the Aero Precision Solus. We're going to break it down into 5 key categories and give you everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less. When it comes to build quality, I was not disappointed in the Solus. Nothing about it feels cheap. All the coatings are super smooth, especially the nitride on the barrel. They've always had nice coatings on the barrels, and honestly, all of these are very, very clean. I'll give it a 5 out of 5 for quality. I also want to hear how many of you have Vertex bags. They are legit my favorite for EDC or trips to the range or even storage in the battle wagon. They are well thought out and have the actual user in mind rather than shoving MOLLE panels everywhere and a bunch of crap you don't need into the bags. And if you use our code TGC at vertex.com, not only will you get a discount of at least 15%, but you'll also be supporting us and helping us bring the news to you every week. The code is TGC, and that's vertex.com. For ergonomics, this thing has an adjustment for the cheek riser and the length of pull. It also comes with a nice angled thumb rest and a vertical pistol grip. I wish the cheek piece was a little bit more like sort of rounded over or wider because of a giant fat head, but otherwise, it's really solid. 4.5 out of 5 for ergonomics. In terms of features, this thing is pretty solid for this type of gun. It comes with the bag rider pre-installed on the stock. However, the stock doesn't fold in this setup, and there is no muzzle brake, unlike the DD that this is battling. It does come with a TriggerTech trigger installed from the factory, which is awesome. So I'll give it a 4 out of 5. A factory installed brake would bump it up that extra point. When it comes to practical accuracy, aka how accurate we can be with the gun, this gun did not disappoint. It has a 26-inch Sendero profile barrel, which is sort of a heavy medium contour. Using factory ammo, we were able to pull off some impressive groups right out of the box. With a bare muzzle, we saw 0.64 inches with the 100 grain Black Hills factory seconds, 0.64 with the Federal Gold Medal Match 107 grainers, and 0.29 a 0.29 inch group at 100 yards with the Hornady ELD Match 108 grain loads. With the Aero Lahar 30L suppressor added, because the barrel has a slightly thinner profile than the DD, we saw the opposite effect from that one. The groups here actually opened up with the can on to a 1.28, a 0.91, and 0.65 inch groups in that same ammo order. It's important to mention here that without a brake, there was a tiny bit more felt recoil than the DD, even though this gun weighs 15.1 pounds with the Burris Match Pro ED optic and the MDT bipod. Again, we're using the same bipod and optics on both guns. All right, down here at 100 with the Aero. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, so we got unsuppressed, no muzzle brake.
With the Aero can.
Yep.
So their gun, their can.
Yep.
Same can we used on the DD, by the way. This is a really impressive group. Yep. I'll tell you what, I don't know what that is.
Well, that's a 3/4 inch paster.
So that is ultra tiny. I mean, there's the tip of my finger.
Yep.
This is also a very good group. That's 5 shots. I believe there's 2 in that middle hole, too, right there. Yep. That is an okay group, and that was with the 100 grain. Yep. So 100, 107, and the Hornady. Yep. And the same orientation here, 100, 107, Hornady. The Hornady shot the best, although we did see the groups open up a decent amount, which was not unexpected with the suppressor. Any thoughts on like how it shot overall?
So it just that's about a 0.8 shift.
So it shifted about 0.8.
Yep.
The DD, because it had a thicker barrel, we think shifted about 0.2.
0.2, yeah.
These are, I mean, this is a great shooting gun without the can. I don't know that I would prefer it with a can in terms of like, you know, top dog performance. I like shooting suppressed no matter what, but any other thoughts?
Yeah, that's actually really good for
that's an amazing group. That's
we
fantastic.
Had 25 rounds and we shot that.
As far as I remember, you know, shooting groups for record, that's the best one between these two guns.
I think so too.
I'm actually going to give this a 5 out of 5 for accuracy. I would have liked to have seen the groups be a little bit tighter with the can, but a .29 is just flat out impressive right out of the box. Now it's time to talk about value. The MSRP on this gun is $21.50. For this style of gun, I actually expected it to be a few $100 more. I was expecting it was going to be a $2,500 gun. There are a few things that I would like to see added to make this a really complete package, like that brake or something like that, but that kind of accuracy out of the box and ease of doing so, it's got a 4.5 out of 5. Seeing this under $2,000 MSRP would get that extra half point. Like, so close. That gives it a total score of 23 out of 25, one of the best scores we've handed out. Currently, the Aero is in the lead by 1.5 points in our 100-yard testing. Stay tuned and get subscribed, because in part 3, we are stretching the legs on both of these guns and pushing them out to 500 yards and beyond.